Here we are today at Torture Gym, training a little bit of back and biceps with Dave, catching up with everything that's been going on with me this last month or so. Like I ended up in hospital about 2 or 3 times. Some blood sugar issue, dehydration. I had even like a motorcycle fall. So we're just catching up today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on with me and the things I'm up to. No, it's not my sister, it's my mom.
Elle a l'air jeune, ouais.
Ouais, je sais. J'ai posté une photo l'autre jour, les gens me disaient elle a l'air jeune.
Yeah.
So yeah, people were saying she looks very young, so that's why I just make sure everybody knows it's my mom.
She came to visit for like 6 days to see you in
She's here
Vegas?
for 6 days a week, and I hadn't seen her in like 6 years.
Wow.
You know, everything goes so fast when you're focused and.
Il vous manque là-bas?
Ah bah oui, évidemment.
J'imagine.
Ouais.
C'est loin, hein, ça fait loin.
Oui, c'est loin.
But to come for here, it took them like about 24 hours to travel. Because they went through Montreal and
Yeah. Oh, really?
yeah,
Okay.
and 4 hours layover there and all that. So yeah,
Okay.
long trip.
Bon, vous venez plus souvent alors?
Il faudrait, oui.
Ouais, il faut.
Okay.
On va essayer.
But I'm planning on competing in November in Marseille, in France, for my comeback show. So that's only an hour and a half from her.
There's a pro show there?
They have a pro show, yeah.
Who's producing?
Ron Hash. It's it's Ron. I talked to him at Pittsburgh. I'm planning on doing that one and launch my clothing brand. And then 2 weeks later, there's the Japan Pro. So there's 2 shows I'm shooting for.
Okay, nice.
If everything goes well.
Good. Wow, vous le reverrez soon.
Voilà. Il faut qu'on fasse ça.
OK. Ouais.
Tout à l'heure, hein.
Ça marche.
Au revoir.
Ouais, parce qu'on va filmer ça. Hey! Hello.
Stanimal.
How are you?
I am good. This is your house.
This is my house.
Yes. Oh, look, Chubby.
Chubby
Hi,
down.
Chubby. He's very excited. Ah, bonjour encore. Vous partez en France ce soir? Oui.
Mais ils passent par Montréal encore, ils vont passer
Ah, oui.
12 heures à Montréal?
Oh non. Fais attention qu'ils ne vous gardent pas là-bas.
Ouais, mais
C'est
ils
pas la
n'ont
Suisse, hein.
jamais vu, ils vont profiter pour aller voir un
OK.
peu.
Je viens de là-bas alors.
Ouais. Il est parti avec sa voiture, lui.
Ouais.
À 17, de quel âge?
J'ai déménagé, je suis né en France, mais on est déménagé à Montréal quand j'avais 3 ans. Et puis je suis parti quand j'avais 19.
Ouais.
Yeah, 19.
Il a pris sa voiture, il a conduit en Californie.
Yeah. Une longue route.
La voiture n'est pas tombée en panne, hein?
Non, but there was no... j'avais pas de... Comment t'appelles ça?
L'essence?
Non, j'avais pas de... No spare tire
Oh.
in the car. I did the whole drive, tell her that. Dis-lui.
Il n'avait pas de roue de secours?
Ouais.
Ouais.
Vous avez bien aimé vos vacances ici? Ouais. Ouais.
C'était pas vraiment des vacances, on voulait voir ça surtout.
Moi, j'étais un peu inquiet après tout ce qui s'est passé.
Yeah. Il faut revenir
Oui.
quand il sent 100%.
Voilà.
OK.
Bah, comme je vais y aller en novembre en France
Ah, c'est
pour la
bien.
compétition.
Tu vas voir tes frères et sœurs?
Moi, je vais faire la compétition en France, Marseille, normalement.
Oui, tu m'as dit.
Ouais.
OK. Ils vont aller voir?
Bah, c'est à 1h30 de...
Ouais.
Bah, la dernière fois que ma mère est venue faire une compétition, j'ai gagné, alors.
Ah, ouais, c'est de la bonne chance alors.
C'est ça. San
C'était
Marino.
où, en Italie?
San Marino, ouais.
Ah.
Quand puis la Suisse, c'était pas très loin. Quand même, ouais. Donc c'est plus proche.
What if your fans gonna be happy?
Yeah.
The French fans.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of French.
Well, yeah, that's why I need to get the word out so they can know I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm competing in France, and yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you want to show me at your house? I know you have like all kinds of stuff.
It's a little messy because I'm like, I got all like Shawn stuff. I kept everything after he passed away, and like right now I'm finally organizing things, trying to like sell stuff, trying to organize everything. So like, instead of keeping everything and getting dust over it, I want people. Actually, talked to Nick Miller, like Nick Strength and Power yesterday.
Okay.
He's purchasing like actually this poster right here.
Was it in storage or in a garage?
But like right now I'm transferring from the garage to storage, but this is like from Shawn's movie.
Oh yeah.
Some people don't even know.
I've never seen the movie.
You never seen it?
No. Do you have one?
No, but the link is on Amazon. I think it's on Amazon. You can watch it on Amazon.
Oh,
Prime.
okay, cool.
It's becoming for extraction, and it's signed actually, hands signed.
Yeah. I thought you had DVDs. for
Yeah,
some reason.
I don't have the DVD of that though.
Oh, okay.
But I have DVDs like Battle of the Olympia. I have like some Shawn Rhoden's DVDs.
Okay, cool.
And like this is like an horror classic metal.
Where's the Sandow?
The standout, I've just put it in storage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You get
Yeah,
to
Nick
keep
was
that.
like, oh, I'll buy it out like 10 grand. I was like,
Oh,
I'm not
I'm
selling
sure.
this. I'm not. If I give it to anyone, it's his daughter.
Of
But I'm not
course.
selling this. He worked too hard for this.
You know, Adam Silverman actually bought one.
I know.
online.
I know. Nick has Frank Zane's trophy.
Oh.
He purchased it for like not even, I think 7,500 or something.
But this is a big one. The
This
one
is the
Shawn
big
has
one.
is
Had
like
50
huge.
pounds at least. Yeah. Yeah. It's like.
It's like in a big metal
Yeah,
case.
it's in big metal case.
Yeah.
I just put it this morning in the storage just for now
Wow.
until I figure out like where I put stuff.
Why did you decide to do this now? I mean, you've had this for.
Well, because yeah, everything, so much happened like lately with the. I had like, we would talk about it more, but like when I was doing the tour
Yeah.
after Emily's show in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
we decided to stay on the East Coast, and like I know it was Shawn's dream to go like from military bases to gyms and just talk about bodybuilding, and so I felt like, being like his training partner and like really close to him, that I kind of like, because I like to do that myself too.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was a good thing to do and like to give back and be able to like kind of like keep his memory alive.
Yeah.
So we went to like Virginia to pick up her son, and then we stopped by the DMV gyms there. We did some seminars there, free posing seminars, and
Nice.
and then we were driving to New York for the New York Pro.
Yeah.
And then we stopped by the cemetery where Shawn was buried.
Oh.
And the next day, like
You didn't take any pictures?
I took a picture of the
Yeah.
the stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't post?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, not yet for now. At least,
Yeah.
it's something you need to like kind of like digest, and
Yeah.
sometimes the stuff also is for you.
Yeah, I know.
Because I was there when he was actually buried. When like after the funeral, we went there.
Oh.
But like that was my first time back, and like I feel like I'm just finally like start to like actually heal from that loss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a big one.
yeah, yeah.
Damn.
And even when I talk to a lot of people are still like. Because yesterday I was FaceTiming a guy on Instagram who wanted to purchase a poster. It was like, he said he was homeless like a year ago or something.
Wow.
And he said he was competing last year in Miami, and his training partner, his last name is Roden. He had no idea he was related to Shawn.
Oh, wow.
Actually, it was his cousin, and he started crying when he saw him pose. He was like, "You remind me of Shawn."
Yeah.
I was like, "What does that make you cry?" I was like, "Well, it was my cousin."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, dang."
Wow.
He was telling that yesterday, because the guy was homeless a year ago, and I was like, I can't really put a price on this stuff. It's kind of like what people want to pay.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh, for Shawn's poster, I pay $100." Like,
Holy crap.
I'm like, man, that's awesome. And like, I haven't like organized it all. That's why I've been trying to reach out to Guy to see like what he thinks. But like, I need to like, I want to set some of it, the money, like you just like give it to his daughter.
Yeah.
And then some of it for like the storage, for like the cost, shipping. and
She
stuff
must
like
be
that.
big, Cora, now.
Yeah, she's what, 8?
Have
9?
you seen pictures of what she looks like?
No, but I talked to Michelle because I have like a whole case of like pictures of Shawn and her and like stuff
I
that
saw
Shawn kept from her. Yeah.
Online. That
So
was
I
great.
sent that to her a couple of days ago. She was like, well, "Can you ship that to me, or should I get it next time?" I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
"It's quite heavy, so maybe it's better if you pick it up next time."
Yeah,
you're in
it'll
Vegas."
cost a fortune to mail.
And she's not far. She's in California, so
Yeah.
she comes here and there. So I was like, it's
Yeah,
better
yeah.
if she just pick it up when she's
Yeah.
here.
Cool.
Well, I put that in storage this morning. But yeah, then I got a lot of recovery tools here too. Actually, this I found out when I was doing all this clean. Yeah, I think it's probably Michelle who did that. It's like there's some covers
Looks
here.
like a pizza box.
Yeah, but this is really cool.
Oh, wow.
It's
A
like,
book.
yeah, it's a picture book,
Oh. Oh, man.
Mr. Olympia.
Who made this?
I'm guessing Michelle, but I'm not sure honestly.
Looks like something you would buy at Barnes & Noble. Looks
Yeah,
nice.
it looks really good.
Wow.
This is the whole like 2018 Olympia weekend, with Cora.
Oh, man. You really don't appreciate people as much as you should while
Oh,
they're
for
there.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because you think you have all the time in the world.
Yeah, for real. That's why like right now my mom is here. I'm trying to take advantage of it.
That's great.
6 years without seeing her, it's like time flies, and you gotta take advantage of it.
God, I remember at the Olympia like it was yesterday.
Yeah, me too. And that was funny talking to Nick yesterday. He was like, Shawn always supported the channel from the start. Like, I
Oh, you
remember-
was really good friends with him.
Yeah, the 2019 Olympia, they did a boost together at the
Yep.
Olympia. and
Yeah, I remember
So he was
that.
like, I wouldn't pay for much for many people, but for Shawn stuff, I definitely want to support. And
Yeah.
So no, it's a really cool book. I'm not
Wow.
sure who made it, but
This is priceless.
yeah. So I mean, I don't want this to be just stored for nothing. So if people want to purchase certain things, I have a bunch of posters and stuff. I'm trying to set up a website where I can do like an inventory of what I have.
Yeah.
So actually, this is like showcase in places where people actually appreciate it and get something out of it, like motivation, inspiration, whatever it is. So yeah, that's kind of what that's why it's kind of like a mess a little bit. It's I'm in the middle of all
We've
that.
been going through all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have a talk with you because you've been going through a lot of things over the past few months, and we've
Last
seen
year,
on
basically the last few months.
yeah,
Especially.
we've seen on Instagram you were in the hospital recently and stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of give you a chance for you to tell people what happened. I think it would be good, right?
Well, let me show you just a couple of things of the recovery tools I use and stuff. This is a sauna by Sauna Box.
Oh, nice.
It's just really cool sauna. It's actually
Can you sit in there?
Yeah, there's a chair.
Okay, cool.
It's a wet sauna. Look at that.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's completely portable. You can just break it down in like 5 minutes. And
What are you doing there?
you just sit and you sweat.
Okay. No phone?
Well, you can take your phone, but it's gonna heat up.
Yeah.
The thing is gonna be wet. Here over there, I have a cold plunge. The super tub, a hydrogun. It has
nice.
ozone in it too. And then here
Very cool.
you can just do your cold plunge. And
Do you put ice in it or?
it is iced. This is a cooling system.
Nice.
And this is actually the super one for like hot weather.
Okay, nice.
And
It's a nice little yard.
yeah,
Chubby must like it.
yeah, it does. And then over here, I mean, don't judge the garage because it's really messy. Maybe you can cut out some parts. But here,
There's the bike.
that's the bike.
I haven't seen it forever.
I actually fell on it the other day, but look, it got nothing. Just this, ouch. This and the pipe here.
Oh yeah.
That's all it got.
What a monster. I love this bike.
Yeah. So here I have a exercise with oxygen training.
Okay.
It's a compressor to like you can have a mask when you're doing your
Oh.
cardio, so you can have more
Nice.
oxygenation.
Nice. That's a good treadmill.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
And then upstairs I have a hyperbaric chamber. I'm gonna show you.
Hey. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Is the other one nice?
Yeah, but you won't see him. He's gonna be in the room. You wanna show us?
Oh yeah, it's much cooler upstairs.
Yeah, it feels good. So this is the hyperbaric chamber.
So what does that do?
It's create pressure and push. So it's like your altitude was like it push extra oxygen, so the oxygen goes deeper into your cells, which helps like a recovery, regeneration.
Isn't that what the cyclists use?
Yeah, a lot of people, even like Flex when he tore his triceps, he was using that.
Okay.
I used to go to like a place called Project Wellbeing. That's not far from here. They have this. They have a cold plunge. They have like the salt baths. They have everything, but now I can do most of it at home. Yeah. And
That's
actually, I
awesome.
talked yesterday to a guy called John Graham, and he's going to send me like a red light device. It's called LumaFlex.
Oh yeah, that's
You
good.
can even put that on the dogs and stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'm excited to try that out.
Yeah. Where's the dog?
The other dog is over there.
Oh, okay.
But if they see each other, they're gonna.
Yeah, yeah. That's too bad they don't get along.
Yeah, but I'm working on it. It's gonna be better.
But they've been together for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, have had both for a while.
But they just started out of nowhere to fight. Because the other one is over here right now. He was out all morning. This little guy.
Hi. Oh, you keep him in the box, okay?
Yeah. Well, because he's like. Otherwise, he's
chew
not.
stuff.
Yeah.
He's cute.
He's so cute.
What's his name?
Diesel.
Diesel. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
He sleeps downstairs usually. But right now, I kept him here because my mom, she's a little afraid.
Yeah.
She knows Chubby, but she doesn't know
Yeah.
him.
Chubby's not happy.
Well, yeah. He wants all the attention.
All right, come on, buddy. All right.
Yeah. So that's the little tour.
Nice. Okay, Stan. So tell me the story. What happened, and you seem good today, so
But
that's
yeah,
good.
I'm good. So I mean, it kind of all started last year. That's why you've been asking me like to do a video for a few months now, and I was like, well, I'm not ready, and then I'm still not like physically ready, like where I would like to be, but there's just a lot of like I feel like I need to share. So last year after I did the Vancouver Pro and Chicago Pro back to back within 6 days. And after I did the Vancouver Pro, like something went wrong. I wasn't sure, like dehydration, like too much diuretic or something. It wasn't that much. It was like, I think we took 1/4 more diazide than usual. Normally I was doing half, but I was a little bigger. So anyway, followed the plan. And then, prejudging happened. Last year the year before I was second, and here I was not in the first call out. I was like, something's off. I don't know what's up. So then I had planned to do Chicago the following week. So the Vancouver Pro was on Sunday, and then on Saturday next week I had the Chicago Pro. So I arrived to Chicago on Monday. So I had, because Vancouver Pro is actually, I forgot what's the place called, but it's like an hour away from Vancouver, 45 minutes. So it was quite far. So I had an Airbnb. So I had to leave like, I don't know, 3, 4 a.m. I had to wake up, get ready, and leave after like a short night of sleep, being dehydrated and stuff. Flew to Chicago. Arrived there. At that point, I still wasn't sure what went wrong, but Patrick was like, we got to get leaner. In my head, I was like, I got to get fuller, I think. And especially in the short amount of time we had, I thought it was faster to try to fill out than trying to get leaner. But anyway, I followed my coach. So Monday, we kept depleting. I did legs. Tuesday, I was posing with Chuck. He's the chairman for the NPC in Illinois. He's also the owner of a USA gym. When I was in Chicago, I was trained there like once a week. And then he looks at me and he's like, no, conditioning is great, you look great, but you need to start filling out, you're flat. And I was like, yeah, okay. So then I sent that video where he says that to my coach, and he was like kind of disagreeing. He was like, you know what, it's whatever you're the clients, so if you want to fill out, I'll send you a plan, let's do it. So his plan was to start carving up the next day after working out. So the next day I woke up, I had my first couple meals, hit the gym, and after I train, I start testing my blood sugar because I like to do that. And it was also like a suggestion from Dom, who I'm working with now. It was like, if you want to make sure you don't spill over, you want to make sure your blood sugar is under 100. If it's over, you should take a little bit of insulin to help you like drive everything into the cells. So I was like, well, that's a good point. So I finished my workout. I was about 110 or so. So I was like, cool, I wait 10 minutes or so, I'll be right under. And then I got ready, it took a little longer, like 15 minutes maybe. I checked my blood sugar again, and now it tells me it's like 185 or some stuff. I'm like, wow, okay, that's strange. At that point, I'm like, it's probably in my glucose, glucometer that's probably off or something. So I'm not really worrying about it. I just go to CVS, I bought another one. I pull it out, it's like now 280. I'm like, okay, something's really off.
Did you feel any different?
Not really, no.
Okay.
At that point, no. So then it was like this battle this whole week from like Tuesday to Saturday, trying to carb up, and I have to eat a lot of food. I was eating like 1,500 grams of carbs a day. And the thing is, I had to space them out enough and trying to wait for it to lower, but it was not happening. So then I would stay up later. So then, sleep is a big thing to manage blood glucose. You need to get good sleep. Hydration, sleep are like crucial. And I was not getting those. I was dehydrated from the diuretic still. It takes about 10 days to bounce back. And then I was not getting any sleep. Anyway, I was with the insulin, I was trying to manage it. I ended up, I looked fuller by the time I was on stage. I got 6th place at that show. I was tied with Jordan Hutchinson, who ended up doing second in Tampa or Texas, a couple weeks later. So he's a really good bodybuilder too. So, it was not a bad result. It was a packed up show, but I didn't look the way I was supposed to. So I get back home, blood sugar was still weird. At that point, Patrick tells me I should reach out to somebody like a diabetes specialist or something. But Dom, that I talked to, who's a good friend of mine, because I know Amanda for
since Gold.
A long time ago now, 8, 9 years ago. So when she started working with Dom, and then they moved here, I got to know him. I was very knowledgeable guy. I love this guy. And so he was like, yeah, no, I can help you. I've managed people like that before many times. Because he's known for helping people. He's helped Regan. He's worked with so many people behind the scenes. People have no idea. I think he worked with Bonac. He worked with Regan. He worked with Nick Walker. He worked with so many people. And anyway, we started working together. doing some type like different tests. I had like non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, so my liver was really much bigger. So the first thing we started doing a keto diet, and like we just did like about 4 or 5 weeks of it, and my waist shrank by 6 inches.
How did you deal with no carbs?
Well, I mean, I do whatever. I have no problem. Yeah.
Okay.
It was just like I was eating a ton of fat because it was like, well, your metabolism is crazy. So trying to get 5,000 calories or more from protein and fat, I was eating like bacon, like cheese.
I'm sure.
But it wasn't bad. I mean, you know. So anyway, we did that, got rid of the fatty liver disease. But then my blood sugar was still acting up, so we're doing more tests. There was the pancreas was a little off. We fixed that. We kept fixing things, and then we're trying to dig deeper and deeper. Then we ended up like by probably January, February, we were like, okay, it's something with the gut issue. It's a gut issue. So we did the GI map, got the result. My IgG was really, really high, like 105 or so, which normally like 70% of people who have a high IgG, they usually have like Crohn's disease. And I was like, I've been doing sports and pushing my body to limits for years. I wouldn't know if I have something like that. Anyway, we did more tests. We didn't like completely confirm the diagnosis, but like he was really aiming toward like Crohn's. Because my brother has type 1 diabetes, so we knew he was like some type of autoimmune, but like we're not sure exactly what it was. Then when I was in FIBO with Sergio, like that's when my GI map results came back, and it was
Like recently.
Yeah, that was like a month ago, 6 weeks. No, we're June now.
Couple months.
So we'll meet April, like early April, like the second week of April.
Yeah.
And like still like pushing toward the Crohn's, like top type of bacterial overgrowth, things like that. So at that point, I'm like in acceptance. I'm like, okay, if I have Crohn's, it's actually a good thing as a bodybuilder because I'm more sensitive to food, so I know exactly what works and doesn't work for me. I don't have to guess. If I eat something, I have diarrhea, then it's just not good for me. I need to, take that out of my diet. So I was like actually, looking at it from the, positive eye. And then things started going better from there, like really fast actually. And my blood sugar was starting to be improving a lot. I was using very little to no insulin, and I was very excited. And then we went to Pittsburgh with Emily, and then I was starting to like, you know what, I feel like eating pancakes. So I ate pancakes. Everything was going great. I would eat pancakes, blueberry muffins before my workouts, and blood sugar was good. So then like I had a sensor on. It was like dying out, and I was like, it's been great. So I kind of like took it off and kind of like, I was like, sometimes, worrying too much and looking at the numbers makes things worse. So I was like, maybe it's good that I just like kind of like listen to my body and kind of follow my instincts. Because I'm not someone who craves like junk food. Like Patrick was 4 years. We only had cheat meals like maybe once after a show. And it was like usually like steak and potatoes, like nothing crazy. Like I don't crave any food. Like I'm very like disciplined.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna follow my instinct and just kind of see how it goes. And then while Emily was prepping for a show, like I was not sleeping a lot. So I was trying to do a lot of things and then
helping you out.
Yeah, sorry?
Helping around.
Yeah, hopping around. And then after that, we went to Virginia and I kept doing a lot of things. And there was all these things with Shawn also like in my head, kind of like really trying to process all of it. And then the thing is, people may don't know, but like when your blood sugar is really high, you start becoming neurotoxic because it makes your body very acidic. And if you there's like 3 ways to lower your blood sugar. If you either exercise, use your muscle, it's like the best way. You can like drink a lot and then pee it out, which is not, kind of hard on the kidneys. Or the brain is a huge consumer of glucose, and so what happens is like start having racing thoughts. But over time, the acidity of it creates ketoacidosis, and that's very neurotoxic. And with the lack of sleep, coupled with that, starting having like some weird like disconnection, like kind of like almost hallucinations, or I mean, I'm not even sure exactly. I mean, it would be better, like able to tell you better about how I was during that time. So that's why we went to seminary on Thursday, and Friday morning she was worried about me. That was May 16th, just before the New York Pro. So I was like, I'm feeling okay, like, but if that makes you feel better, I'll go to the hospital and get checked out. I go to the hospital, they check my blood sugar, 800. My sensor, it doesn't go above 400.
Oh my
like, it's
God.
like extremely, extremely high. Like they were like, how do you even standing? They didn't understand. So then they kept me in the hospital for like almost a whole week.
Oh my God.
And my blood sugar was an average between like 400 to 600 the whole time. But then I was telling them, like, you guys, because they were like giving me all kind of stuff to try to like limit the hallucination and like trying to sleep, and there was no windows, there was no clock, so I was like, I don't know. if I've been here a day, if I've been here a week,
Yeah.
like if I slept 20 hours or 2, like I had no idea. So I had to be very like disoriented. So I was just telling them like, please guys, I know how to lower my blood sugar, I just need to work out. Like, well, you can't work out here, you can't do this. I ended up like being moved to another hospital and they were like, well, you can do push-ups in your room. I was like, well, push-ups not really gonna cut it for me. Like I've been training for 20 years, like, you know.
Not a real workout.
Yeah, it's like just a little, barely like any pump. And so, and also the food in the hospital was terrible. Like,
Of course.
that's something I talked to the dietitian over there. I had the menu every day. I was supposed to choose food. I had like, it was like a point system. I was allowed to get 90 grams per meal of carbs. But like if you pick chicken and rice, it's like 20 points. And I can do like double and get like 40 points. But if I picked pizza or fried chicken and fries, burgers, that was 0 points. It doesn't make sense.
Wow.
And like I'm starving. I'm used to eat like 8,000
Yeah.
calories a day. So I'm like, screw it. I'm gonna eat the junk food, you know. Like, and I was finishing everybody else's tray. Like, I was just like, just give it to me. I'm hungry. But anyway, my blood sugar was still high, and they were like not understanding what to do. They kept sending me to ER and giving me like IV fluids, and then you know I had an idea. Like that was when I talked with the nurse, she was like, "Yeah, you can work out in your room." So we had like some paper bags in the room, and I was like, "Well, you guys can bring me like some books and stuff." Like, we don't have books. Like, well, you guys have Bibles, and they're like, "Yeah, we got Bibles." So bring me like as many as you can, and we'll fill out the bags. And then I started like doing curls, like lateral raises, shoulder presses, triceps, like rows, like, you know, squats with just the weight in my hands.
Prison workout.
Yeah, exactly. It worked. I did that for like 45 minutes. My blood sugar was over under 200, which hadn't been there like for in a whole week.
What'd they say?
They were like, but then that's when they started realizing I knew what I was doing, and they had to release me because I would be better on my own.
Yeah.
So that's when the process of discharging me started happening. But it takes about 48 hours.
Yeah.
They have to see if you're stable.
They never want to let you go once.
No,
you're
they
there.
don't, because they want you to keep paying.
Of course.
So now I got a crazy ass bill that I'm also I have a lot of things happening with this, because there's a lot of things that was not normal, and I definitely want to get like, at least for my peace of mind, I need to like, you know, address it on my own with them. But anyway, that's not the subject today. But so then I left, and then they dropped me off at the airport. It was like a cab, and then funny enough, like I got on the plane, and this I was like, immediately got me like a seat with like extra room. That was nice. But then there's this lady who comes and she's like, "Oh, would you mind moving?" Because my partner and I were like separated and stuff. I'm like, honestly, like I need the extra room. I was like, okay, if you don't find anybody else, I'll move. So her partner goes sit in the back. She sits next to me, and then there's a guy who comes with like a huge camera. And I'm like, what is this camera for? He was like, well, it's a 6K camera or something, shooting commercial. I'm like, okay, cool. Like we talked 2 minutes. He sits right next to me, like behind me. And then next to him, he was his camera. And they said the plane was full, but the other seat next to him was empty. Oh. So after like a few minutes, I'm like, yeah, would you mind like, you know, come and sit next to me? And she can sit in the back next to her boyfriend. And like the flight attendant, it was like Spirit Airlines, so normally you're supposed to pay extra for it. So the flight attendants were trying to fight it, and so I was like, seriously, like, you know, who does it? Who does that hurt? Like everybody's fine with it. So I ended up letting it happen, and the guy who was shooting commercial ended up sitting next to me. So he was like, well, you know, I was asking him more about it. And he was like, I need like a motorcycle. We're shooting for like a action camera. And I'm like, okay. So what do you need? He's like, well, we need like motorcycles, ATV, paragliding, like locations in Vegas. I was like, well, you should go to Red Rock. I have a motorcycle if you want. It's dope. Like, but I would love for you to use it. And he was like, well, your profile is great. I could submit that to my project manager and stuff. So he started like drafting a whole thing to his project manager in China. And the second we landed, the guy loved it. He was like approved. So then I arrived here, and my bike, the battery was dead because I haven't used it in like 6 months. Right. So I was like, I don't want to get, you know, the guy got everything settled like over, like kind of like, you know, too good to be true. Like during his flight, he was supposed to plan everything. It takes a few days, and he had everything settled, like, you know, by luck. So I didn't want him to worry. So I'm calling the guy who customized my bike because he's here in Vegas. I'm like, oh, what can I do? Can you like change my battery or something? He's like, well, my mom is in the hospital. We can go get like a charger. So I went and get that. I plugged the bike overnight. He was like, it should be like 12 to 15 hours max, and it should be good. Yeah. I left it for like almost 20 hours. And then when the next morning I was supposed to shoot at 6 a.m., I woke up at 4 a.m. I'm like, please start. It's not starting. Oh, man. So I like, God damn it. And then they were supposed to arrive at 6. They arrived around 7:30. at that time, I already went to O'Reilly. I got a new battery. But when I pulled the thing back, like for my bike, the battery was under the air ride suspension, and that's like a whole other level of like.
Oh, so it's not that easy to change.
No. So then I'm like, okay, well, so let's try to jump start it.
Yeah.
So we jump start with the car. It almost starts. Like it's like we hear it, you know. So I'm like, nah, damn. Then I called Justin because he knows a lot of people in Vegas, and I was like, do you have anybody who's like a bike we can just borrow for like a couple hours? He was like, well, it's like 8, 9 a.m. Like, you know, but let me see what I can do. But it was like, well, you know, you can just pull it and it should start. Like, just even push it. And I was like, well, if you don't mind coming over, like, let's try it.
Yeah.
So he showed up with his Jeep.
Yeah.
We attached the bike. We're going not fast, so like I don't even have a helmet, nothing. And we're going, I thought we were going like around the community like that. But then he hears the bike about starting, so he keeps going in a dead end. And I thought he was going to turn, so I turned right, ended up like falling on the floor.
Oh man.
Luckily the bike has nothing, I have nothing. I even hit my head, like it was, I had like blood here and stuff. But I was like, okay, I don't want me to worry after everything that happened and stuff. So like I put a hat on, I covered my arm, I was like, just get me a hoodie. I hit everything. Then I was like, okay, let's go get a bike. You know, let's go to Harley Davidson on the one by the Vegas sign. So let's see if we can rent one or even like test ride one. You know.
Yeah.
So we end up there. In the meantime, I also reached out to some friends who have bikes, and then one of them picked up the phone and he was like, yeah, bro, I have dirt bikes, I have a boat, you can use all that stuff. I'm like, okay, cool.
Right.
He's like, he lives in Lake Las Vegas, so we drove over there. It was like already now 1 p.m. So when we were out there, it was like, it's too hot to shoot now.
Oh.
So we waited like, 2-3 hours. And then it's like 3-4 p.m. And meanwhile, they get all the cameras ready, get the stuff on the truck. Then we start shooting. It was amazing. Like I had an amazing time. But it was really hot.
Yeah.
And then the back is hot.
Yeah.
And we don't have like, we have a little bit of water, but like in the car, it's kind of like hard to really get hydrated.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm telling them I'm not feeling good because the blood sugar, when you have high blood sugar, you get dehydrated already.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not feeling too good. Like, let's go home. Like, let's wrap it up. Like, we got plenty of footage. They're like, just one more take. I go, okay, one more. Ended up like being like 6 p.m. or so, and I was supposed to have dinner with Emily and her coach to celebrate her pro card. And like she kept calling. I was like, baby, I'm like, I'm sorry, but like this is what I'm doing. You have my location. You have everybody's phone number I'm with. It's like, like if you're actually slowing it down, but keep calling, it'd be done maybe now. Anyway, there was a point where I'm like, I just can't do it anymore. Like the bike was not starting even at one point. I was like, I paused. I put the bike on the side. I'm like, I'm hot. I need my feet were burning. I was like wearing like leather shoes, and I was like, I'm not feeling good. I need to like take my shoes off. And so then the park rangers arrived because we were like in a park area in Lake Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, are you okay? Stuff. I'm like, not really, like I'm not feeling good. And so they're like, oh, you can come in the shade. Like they made like a whole shade with their car. They started giving me Gatorade that they, half was water. And then that was still not good. So like they had like a whole system. They had like a little tub thing. They would put like ice, and they put my shirt in it, and they put my shirt on my head and help cooling me down, start feeling a little better.
Good.
The guy who was shooting the video, there was 2 guys. One of them like drive me back home here, and then I don't really remember. I think Emily drove me to the hospital after that.
Oh.
Because I was still very dehydrated and still not quite, like I don't even remember going to the hospital.
Oh wow.
So then I wake up in the hospital and I'm like, here I am again.
Oh no.
I have an IV on and stuff. It's like probably 1 a.m. at this point. And I'm like, guys, I can't. I've been in the hospital way too much lately. And like last time I was in the hospital before that, it was when Shawn passed away. Like I don't like it. So I need to go. So they discharged me. It was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Emily just got in bed. Like she was like, I was like, I'm gonna send you an Uber. I got back home here at 4 a.m. It's been 24 hours, I've been awake basically.
Wow.
Then I go to bed. I wake up probably around 8, and then Dom, my coach, is here with Amanda. They're trying to figure out, looking at all my medical stuff, and they like, see my blood sugar is like 300-400, so they give me insulin, give me some food. But it's like, it's not really going well. I'm like, guys, let's just go to the gym. It's gonna solve it. Let's go train. So they say, okay, let's go. But then they, as we were driving, Emily and Amanda, that's what Dom told me, I don't know. But so that's why he told me that he wanted to go to the gym, but they were telling him like, if something happens to him, it's gonna be on you. So they wanted to take me to the hospital. So they brought me back to the hospital.
Oh no.
And I was like, no, we're not going to do this again. Like, come on now. So that's when I put my foot down. I was like, okay, you guys can do all the tests you want. I have no problem doing tests. But I've been doing tests for like a whole week. Like when I was there for 6 days, they would do all my blood work twice a day. Like, I was like, I know all the data. I know what's going on. I just need to work out, rest, and eat, like normal food. So yeah, I told them you got 10 minutes. Like, dip me pee in a cup. I was like, well, if you're not going to be, we're not going to test this stuff. You're fine. They asked me some questions. Like, yeah, you know where you are. You're fine. Like, we're not going to keep you against your will.
Good.
So then let me go. And then as things started like being a little better from there, because now like people started like, letting me do my things. Like I was able to like get back to work, start training people again. And that's when things started normalizing. And then my mom arrived, it was on Wednesday. So that was Sunday, the whole last hospital thing. So 3 days later, she came. She arrived at night. She
must have been worried.
Yeah, of course. My dad, my mom, everybody was worried.
Yeah.
And Emily, of course, and her family. And even when I was in New York, like her aunt came. She lives in New York. I was in Jersey, actually. She drove all the way to just like drop me off some stuff. And
oh, nice.
so that was really nice. But everybody, yeah, definitely everybody was worried, that's for sure. And like I don't even remember all of it. Like it was not quite there. And it felt like so like, at some point I was also becoming paranoid because I was like, why everybody is trying to control me and not letting me do what I know I need to do?
You're just worried about it.
Yeah,
That's
but like the thing is like, they were making things worse by that.
I know.
Because I'm like, if I can just work out, eat, and do my thing, and not feeling like they wouldn't let me use my phone, they wouldn't let me use I couldn't like. It was crazy to me. I was like, is that
a prisoner?
It was like, is that a weird dream? Like like where like, it was kind of unreal. But the back foot felt like kind of like, okay, this is real. This is definitely not a dream.
Yeah.
And so like starting doing more of my things and being back in here, and because I was also like completely out of my my routine and my element, because I was on the East Coast where I'm not from, like, so it was very strange, this whole experience.
How do you feel now?
I feel good. I mean, now the fatigue has started to catch up with me.
Okay.
I mean, my mom can attest on how I'm feeling because she's seen me the whole week.
Good.
But no, I'm feeling much better. Just like I get tired. Like I train people after 2-3 people. I'm like, yeah, I need to go home.
So you get tired a little bit more fast.
Well, because I probably in the last 3 weeks, until the last 2-3 nights, I was probably averaging like 2-3 hours a night of sleep.
Wow, that's not good.
So no. Yeah.
How long? What's a normal night of sleep for you?
For me, like 8 hours. Yeah. Between 6.5 to 8.5 hours.
You've been training?
Yeah, but that's the thing right now. It's like I'm so tired that I can't train too hard, but like I still need to train to drive my blood sugar down.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to,
balance
not trying, but like I'm finding my balance again. I have to slowly take the steps.
Mm-hmm.
I can't just go hard to the gym. That's why like the other day we did like a quick it was on like a lot of volume. It was a complete workout, but it was like, and I'm not usually doing a low volume because I have to eat so much that if I spend too much time in the gym, I can't even eat enough.
I wonder why this started happening to you last year. Like what made, you never had any problem before.
No, I think but like I said, first of all, it was the dehydration with the diacide.
Yeah.
That didn't help. And then from there, I didn't sleep much because between the show and the other, I had to wake up early, get on my packing, everything. So then the lack of sleep. And then the whole week trying to carb up, I was, because blood sugar was high, I was spreading my meals and I had to eat like 7 meals, 8 meals a day.
Yeah.
150 grams of carbs per meal minimum. And so it was spreading my days really long. So I would stay up late, wake up early to try to get the meals in.
I see.
So then like lack of sleep with the dehydration.
Yeah.
And that's what started it.
Well, you can't do that anymore.
No, yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. All right. So what's the plan looking forward?
Well, the plan right now is just kind of like, again, I said, refining my balance again. And like, I'm slowly getting there. But like that's the thing. It's like I need to work out and I want to work out, but I have to like go easy and like, slowly increase and like meanwhile trying to increase the food and make sure I get the sleep in. Okay. And then the plan is to compete in November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where?
First in France. That's going to be the comeback show November 8th, and then in Japan November 24th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then
you like to go overseas to train. You don't.
Well, that's what's available because I was looking at. Yeah, I don't mind at all because
No.
I always my whole life, since a young kid, I traveled a lot.
Yeah.
Like when I was a baby, I was born in France, but then my parents live in Nigeria, so I was on the first plane after 2 months or 1 month. I was on the plane already, and then from there, France, went to like everywhere.
Yeah. It's good.
France, Switzerland, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see what else is around.
I think it opens your mind for sure, like makes you more open-minded.
It makes you appreciate where you decide to settle.
That too, but also
Right.
it makes you more open-minded in the sense that you can see different cultures, even just being from France to Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we moved to Switzerland, the French team in soccer just won the World Cup. So there was all the ads, everything, and we were excited. We just moved to Switzerland. We're like, wow, we're French world champion for the first time. But from the Swiss perspective, it was like, look at these guys. They keep like the bragging and stuff. It's like, it's the pride. It's not necessarily bragging. But yeah, if you see it from their point of view, they're watching all French TV and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like down my throat a little too much, you know?
Yeah.
So then you start thinking, you know, it's a lot of things are just perspective
Yeah.
in life, you know, when you see different people, different opinions and stuff, it's just a matter of like how you perceive it. It's not necessarily like, oh, the bad person and the good person.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like how each other perceive each other.
That's right. Well, Stan, I really appreciate you telling your story. I think people are going to be glad to hear it because I think a lot of people were worried about you, you know, so I'm glad you're doing well right now. And then what we'll do is next time you compete again, when you're ready, we'll do like an updated part.
Exactly.
Yeah, jacked again.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you're still in shape. I mean, you still look good, but
Thank you.
You're just a little smaller than you normally are.
Yeah, for sure.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Hi, mon ami.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Merci à toi.
No mercy for you, no worries for you. That Game of Thrones, go Cersei on you. I flipped the script, I rolled the dice. Don't fall asleep, cause I'm working nights. Hey, you tryna shut